Alright guys, so let's start the review on the 510c from Holosun. This one is the green edition. The original was a red reticle, this one's green. There's also a newer gold one, but I wanted green and that's what I got. So, for starters, this thing is insanely durable. Okay, it's aluminum and titanium housing. It's waterproof, impact proof. You can put it in a block of ice and it'll still work. Here's a torture test from Alabama Arsenal that I've seen like a year ago. The guy does tons of tests on it, and this thing still performs great. So check it out if you want to. I'll have a link in the description below. One cool thing about this design as well is not all optics have the dual hood. So there's an outer hood and then an inner hood as well. There's other reticles that just have one, and then there's the glass. This one's got two, and that helps with durability even more and helps with this glass not breaking even more, because this outer one will take most of the impact. A lot of the energy won't transfer to the inner hood with the glass. Smart design. Next, we also have a solar panel right here. That's pretty unique and awesome. So what the solar panel does is, this Holosun already has 50,000 hours of battery life, which is really, really good. That solar panel is going to extend that even more when you're outdoors, because it's going to take that sunlight and use that energy to power the optic before taking the battery life energy. So like I said, it's going to extend that 50,000 even more. And on top of that, if your battery died or you just didn't have a battery in there either, this thing will still work outside, which is insane because of that solar panel. Amazing. And it'll also adjust automatically how bright or dark it is outside. It'll adjust with that solar panel the brightness or dimness of your reticle, which is another bonus feature that you can adjust or set yourself if you want to. This thing also has 12 different brightness settings which you can control on the left side. There's a plus and minus little button right there that you can adjust, change the reticles out, you can change the brightness. It's really cool. There's a dot, a 2 MOA dot reticle option, or there's a 65 MOA circle plus dot, or just the circle itself, and I'll show you guys what I'm talking about in a little bit. And we also have the QD latch right here. If you don't know what QD means, it means quick detach. So you can just attach that, take it off, put it somewhere else, and then flip it back on when you need it. And not a lot of optics can do that, or at least there's definitely a few that can't. A lot of them you have to put it on the Picatinny rails from either end and then kind of slide it where you want it to go. This thing has a QD, makes things a lot easier. Another great feature this has is the shake away technology. So when this thing powers off by itself after a few minutes or whatever you program it to power off to, once it powers off, just grabbing and touching this thing will turn that reticle back on automatically. Okay, so that's shake awake technology, and it is very convenient, and it helps the battery life even more, especially when it dies after not using it, and then you want to grab it and use it, you're good to go. Alright, so next I'll talk about the HM3X Magnifier. This thing is pretty awesome. It has a QD latch as well on this side, so you can easily just take that guy off, put him on different platform or weapon, and you're good to go. Okay. It also has a flip to side technology, so you can use just a reticle for CQB close range stuff. If you want to get a little bit more range, flip it back on and you've got 3 times more magnification, which will allow you to hit your targets more accurately at further distances. This thing also is aluminum, it's waterproof, very durable, and costs a little bit, around $200. So you can get it for around $200, maybe sub $200 if you're lucky. 510c, I forgot to say, this thing is usually anywhere from $280 to $340 depending where you go. If you're lucky, you can get it for sub $300. I got mine from a good price, I think around $300. I've also seen combos of both of these together for about $470, which isn't bad at all considering, I mean, both of these together equal above $500 easily usually, so if you can get both of these as a combo, sub $500, that'd be a good idea. We've also got windage and adjustment for this guy as well. And basically, this thing's just going to make you that much more accurate at, I mean, short distances, but also some mid-range distances. I've got some footage I'll show you guys here in a little bit of me shooting this yesterday with my dad, about 200 yards, and this thing is still pretty good. I mean, I wouldn't really try to use it 3 times for crazy far distances. 200 yards is kind of pushing it. This thing still held at 0 pretty well though, considering. and you guys will see that in a little bit. But next I want to show you guys what the reticles look like and how this magnifier works with the reticle. Okay. Alright, so as you can see, the reticle is on, and I wanted to show you just the different kind of modes and stuff that we got going on. So pushing the minus, holding it down, we'll go from the ring to the dot. Holding it down again, we'll cycle to just the ring. And then back again, we'll go back to the ring and dot. And the plus sign can adjust the brightness even more. Just pressing the minus will make it dimmer. Yep. And then flipping this guy on, see if the camera can get that. You can see me when I was younger. I think I was like 11 or 12, looking like a movie star right there. Totally not ugly at all. And yeah. So as you can see, the magnifier makes it much easier to pick things up. Obviously this will look a lot clearer for you compared to using this camera. But basically, if something is, let's say, 90 yards away with your naked eye, just looking at something 90 yards away, using this magnifier, it would appear as if it's 30 yards away. Okay, anything you normally see will be 3 times closer using this magnifier. Alright, so next I'm going to show you guys some footage from yesterday. Me and my dad shooting a little bit. We were shooting about 200 yards away with the combo, just to see if it still held zero after a while of not shooting it, because I'm cheap and the ammunition is expensive and hard to find. So yeah, hope you guys like it. So this was a log we were shooting at about 200 yards away. As you can see, it's still zeroed really well. Got a good grouping right here. And it's been a while since I've shot this thing, and I'm impressed that it still held zero pretty well. Alright, so welcome back. I think that this thing held zero pretty well based on that shooting I did yesterday. I was at roughly 200 yards out, and just using that 3 times magnifier still helped get a good grouping on that log. And you know, obviously if this thing was a 4 times, 6 times, or 8 times magnifier, it'd be that much easier, but this thing still does help you push out there a little bit to those farther ranges. Now I wouldn't go too far with this thing, but still shorter mid-range, you know, ranges, still pretty good. And like I said before, roughly $300 for this one, roughly $200 for this one. The links in the descriptions below. If this was helpful, feel free to like and subscribe or share. If not, that's okay. And I'll see you guys next time. Stay safe. Take care.